Oh, hey guys! Welcome to Ordinary Elephant Week here on the Boston Chris podcast. Whew, what a week it has been, and a Happy New Year to everybody. This is our first interview of 2026. Not the first one to come out, but the first one I am recording in 2026 is with mesmerizing folk duo Ordinary Elephant, who have spent the better part of the last decade on a never-ending tour that's earned married couple Crystal and Pete Damore widespread critical acclaim and made fans of luminaries like Tom Paxton and Mary Gauthier. In 2017, the pair took home the International Folk Music Award for Artist of the Year on the strength of their breakout album Before I Go. And 2 years later, they returned with the similarly lauded Honest, which the Associated Press hailed as one of the best Americana albums of the year. The band's new, stripped-down, self-titled collection is the purest distillation of their sound yet, showcasing the arresting power of the couple's gorgeous harmonies and intricate fretwork. The songs are timeless, rooted in rich, character-driven storytelling. The performances are similarly transportive, fueled by delicately intertwined banjo, guitar, and octave mandolin. Though the songs were born out of a period of deep uncertainty, the record itself is a work of profound self-assurance, one delivered by a duo whose personal and professional lives embody the limitless possibility of honest, organic collaboration. Press play on Ordinary Elephant and you'll hear more than just a husband and wife. You'll hear the sound of sincerity and commitment, of patience and gratitude, of learning to let go of expectation and revel in the simple beauty of the moment. Guys, we are so stoked to have both Pete and Crystal of Ordinary Elephant here on the show for the very first time. Please like and comment on this video, and of course you can subscribe or follow for more in-depth, candid conversations like this one right here. We are located at the Boston Chris Show, wherever you are on the interwebs. And without further ado, let's get into it with the one and only, the Ordinary Elephant.
It's time to jam. It's time to mingle. It's time to see what everyone's drinking. It's time to jam. It's time to mingle. It's time to see what everyone's drinking. Until we all lose connection.
Hello, it's Caitlin Lavagna here. Welcome to the Boston Chris Show.
Hey guys, it's Ordinary Elephant Week here on the Boston Chris podcast. I was telling my mom today, we have a family Google Calendar, and on the calendar it says Ordinary Elephant. And she said, Chris, what is this about? What's this Ordinary Elephant? I said, oh, I'm just not talking to your usual Pachyderm today on the show. And she had no idea. I love the name, and man, I don't know how I was put on y'all's radar. Probably an algorithm somewhere. I listen to a lot of Americana and folk music and stuff, and I'm just a huge fan of y'all's work. Thank y'all for doing this.
Oh yeah, thank you. I appreciate that.
And so we're gonna include a couple of songs here today as well. So we'll get well, first of all, let me introduce myself. I'm Chris, and you're Pete and Crystal, right?
Yeah. Hey, Chris.
Nice to meet y'all. So the first song we're going to include is called Bring Me Your Heart. Tell us a little bit about this song.
Yeah. Actually, so I'm in a songwriting group, and it was I forget what the prompt was, but it's a prompt-based group, and that song, I actually wrote that song on fiddle. We both are learning fiddle.
Interesting.
And I don't know why I just felt drawn to that instrument for that month when I was working on it, and that song came out, and we don't really play fiddle yet, so we changed it to other instruments.
We play fiddle, we don't perform fiddle.
Right.
How about that?
Yeah.
We play a lot.
We play fiddle behind closed doors, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. But yeah, I don't know, that one, it felt so, everything feels like you're kind of a conduit, as a songwriter. Things are kind of coming through, but that one felt like even more so. I don't know, just there was something to that one that just kind of came a little more easy without having to work on it so much. It just was presented itself.
I bet you that's nice when that happens, huh?
Yeah.
Because I know songs can be difficult to find sometimes, and so when they're presenting themselves like that, that's really nice. Man, we're excited to show the song here. It's called Bring Me Your Heart. Y'all check it out.
This land is my mother is a rolling sea. My mother lives 30 miles down the road from me. Time is my father is space wide and deep. My father is pacing the driveway, waiting for me. This world is wide, these times are hard, but my arms are wider. Bring me your heart. This bird is my brother is a swimming fish. My brother is a good man, deserves better than this. This tree is my sister is a seed planted deep. My sister looks everything and nothing like me. This world is wide, these times are hard, but my arms are wider. Bring me your heart. This world is wide, these times are hard, but my arms are wider. Bring me your heart. Bring me your heart. Bring me your heart.
All right, so we're back with Pete and Crystal from Ordinary Elephant, and so are you guys originally from Houston? Is that right, both of y'all, or?
We started out in Houston. We were living there. When did we move there? Like 2010 to 2014, somewhere around there. And that's where we came up with the name. And we started going to open mics in Houston, and really, really exploring, what Ordinary Elephant was. We didn't.
So we're not from there.
No, we're not
we
from
didn't-
there.
we didn't
Yeah.
grow up.
Where are you guys originally from?
Well, I grew up in Austin, and Crystal here grew up in Lafayette, Louisiana.
Okay.
And it's about 30 minutes from where we live and are right now.
Yeah, so you guys are in Opelousas now, right? Is that what I read?
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
Did I say that right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You did.
Yeah.
I was, yeah.
I've
Not a lot of
driven
people do.
through there quite a bit, so I know the area
Okay.
a little bit. My daughter used to live in down there by Alexandria. Town starts with an
Okay.
M. Manny, I think it's Manny.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So yeah, down in that area. So yeah, I know the area quite a bit. So how did you guys meet?
At an open mic.
Of course, that
In
makes
college.
sense.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was a songwriter open mic, actually. So you had to play at least 2 originals to play a cover.
Earn a cover.
To earn your cover. And so we ended up being a couple of the regulars there. It was a real small thing in Bryan, Texas, just north of College Station. And yeah, we really loved the hang, and it was just a really cool open mic there for a few years in our life. And
Yeah, his roommate at the time kind of turned it into like a songwriting group, kind of like he would put out prompts, like, in a couple weeks come back with a song written with this chord progression or this word or whatever it was. So that was
Prior to that,
That
as
was
you
it.
guys are growing up, how are you guys? Are you guys both drawn to the folk music as youngsters, or how did that take shape?
Yeah, I've always been, for me, it was the writing that's what brought me, the
Sure.
writing brought me to music, kind of. Just wrote, always wrote from when I was growing up and wrote poetry. And then around when I was graduating high school, it's like, well, maybe these want to be songs, and so picked up guitar to be a vehicle for songwriting.
Very interesting.
Whereas Pete came at it more from the instrumental
Yeah.
side of
Yeah, but not
things.
necessarily folk. I mean, the Beatles were a huge, my first musical love, really, and discovered them in like middle school, and then got into more, modern rock and grunge and stuff until I was in college, and then singer-songwriters and Texas country music, and I started getting into like discovering bluegrass around then, and that really blew my mind in a lot of ways. And so it's just been kind of a progression to get to where um where we are.
This is
Yeah.
going to sound really funny, but it does not surprise me at all that you like the Beatles. Like, I hear that a lot in your sound. I know that's going to sound funny, but it's there. Like, I hear it
Oh,
a
cool.
lot. Yeah, I do. I'm a huge Beatles fan.
Great.
So, like, between the
Yeah.
harmonies and kind of the fret work that you guys do, kind of reminds me a little bit of what they did. So it does not surprise me that that influence is there. I do find it interesting that you started with writing because that's very atypical. Usually you become a musician first and then somewhere along the line you decide to, or you're inspired to write. So I love that you guys kind of came at it from different paths, so to speak. What was it difficult, Crystal, for you to go from just a literary write to a lyrical write and making it song based rather than just poetry based?
Not not so much. It was more the difficulty was more from like, okay, I'm going to write in my notebook to like putting it out there,
Yeah,
like performing.
sure.
Like I was a like pathologically shy child, and so so we met in '09, and the year before that, '08, was the first time I ever stepped on a stage, sang in front of
Wow.
anyone other than myself, and just I'd like was living in Florida at the time for a year. Like I knew I was only going to be there for a year, and I found this open mic and was attending. It's like, okay, before I leave this town, I'm gonna do it. And then I did, and it was frightening and scary, but there was just something to it, like, okay, there's something there that kept me. And then so when I moved to College Station after that, I was like, well, I got to find another one to keep trying,
Yeah, how
and
much
that
time was it between that first time where you're terrified and then getting back up on the bike again a second time? Because I feel like a lot of times you can either become really drawn to it and want to do it all the time, or you were so scared maybe you didn't get the reaction you were expecting and you just don't want to do it ever again. So was there some time between?
Not really. I mean, it was I had been going to that, like attending for a bit. So like
Sure.
I knew the people there, and they were like, okay, when are you going to get up there? Because they knew I was writing and working at it. So it was a welcoming group of people. And yeah, it was a good, it's crazy to think back, how, how much has changed,
Right.
how far, it's gone. And
Because
if
you're
you just keep,
essentially the voice now, right? Like you are the voice of this brand, right? I mean, let's be real.
yeah, it's weird. Yeah, I mean, I'm usually singing lead, and
Yeah,
so it's a big
yeah.
transition.
That's
But
amazing.
it's
And Pete, for you, it was more, I would say, typical. It started with music for you, and so what does the where does the inspiration to write for you come from? Because I mean, usually you're playing other people's songs to learn how to be an instrumentalist and all that, and then you somewhere along the way you're just like, I want to write. So where'd that come from?
Yeah, well, honestly, I guess I first started like wanting to write probably in college. I was no good at it for the longest time.
Of course.
I still struggle with it. It's not a natural thing for me, and
well, and he's talking like lyrically, but
lyrically.
like musically writing. he does that all the time. Like,
Yeah.
comes up with melodies all the
Yeah.
time.
Is that what you were wanting?
Either way, like just wanting to be creative in any sense, right? Instead of just replicating
Yeah,
what
I
somebody
mean,
else has done.
I was like, yeah, I was coming up with stuff on guitar, you know, when I was taking lessons throughout high school. So that's always been really easy for me to come up with ideas that I like. It's just been the lyrics, and a lot of times I don't, you know, unless I listen to a song 10 times, especially back when I was, you know, 20 years ago or whatever, until I listened to it 10 times, I didn't know what they were even singing about. So it's definitely like delving deeper into music and songwriting that's revealed that aspect of music that really enriches my listening and the meaning of songs, and I love it so much now.
And say, like, it feels like I'm always a lyrics first listener. You know,
Yeah, it's so funny.
each other listen differently. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
You
so
know?
funny. I'm not a musician or a writer or anything like that. My wife isn't either. But we are very much the same as y'all. I'm more of a listen to the music kind of guy, and she's more of a really hearing the lyrics and getting deeply attached to the words. And for me, like I'll see her with that like ethereal reaction to the lyrics, whereas I'm having the same reaction to the music. And I haven't a clue what the lyrics were saying. And she'll say, which part of the song got you? And I was just like, I don't know. It wasn't lyrical for me. So I get it. Like, my wife and I are living that too. So you guys are almost like perfect for y'all, for each other, as far as a writing team, right?
Well, we always say we're one singer-songwriter.
Yeah, between the two of us.
I mean, it makes sense, though. So what does that look like, writing together, and how did that start?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I guess initially he started. I mean, I was the one more writing songs, and so he would play with me. And when we first met, he was playing guitar, and then he got a banjo pretty shortly after, and that's when it like really clicked. It felt like, oh, this is a thing. Like, this is, you know, it turned it into more than what it was previously. And so that was what felt like when the collaboration felt, I don't know the word.
You're the words person.
I know. Yeah, it
He's
felt
like,
like that.
you're looking
like
at me for the word now? No, I can give you a melody.
Play a melody for what is it? But yeah, it just, you know, that's when it was clear that partnership was going somewhere, you know. And now, like, I still write a lot by myself first. Like, I will start something. We never, like, ever start anything together. Like, sit down, like, okay, let's write a song together. It's usually that I've started something, I have a good bit of it, and like, okay, here's where I am.
And then you just bring it to him.
Let's edit, arrange,
Yeah.
and figure it out. But it's been really cool. Like, we've done a lot of, like, we do this writing exercise like every morning since like 2017 we started, I guess. And so that's like really, like, seeing him grow as like with words, like as a writer, has just been really exciting. And so there are now songs where he's been the one to start them and do a lot of it and then bring it to both of us. So it's, you know, it's been fun seeing that and starting to perform those songs.
Are you guys, as a duo, I've interviewed a lot of duos over the years. It's such an interesting dynamic to me, especially when obviously you guys are together personally as well as professionally. Are you guys separating those two relationships, the personal from the professional, so to speak?
I don't think that's possible.
Does anyone do that?
I know, like, it's that.
I've seen some that can, yes, absolutely.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing. I mean, doing it as your career and just being a musician in today's world, it feels like you have to, it's so much work, you know,
you wear so many hats.
You wear so many hats that we really don't have any, you know, like work life personal balance
It just all feels the same.
Yeah,
like
it's
it
just
all
one big thing.
melds. And so like it does that for both of us. And so I don't know. And I guess like even before we started doing music full time, like we were just always together. Like we weren't ever a couple that was like, oh, there he's gonna go off and do that, and I'm gonna go off and do this. Like apart a lot. Like we were, I don't know, our social lives, everything was all. We just spent all our time together, and so it was like a natural, progression transition to.
And you
to
guys
where
are
we are
perpetually on the road too, so I mean, you're always working essentially.
Well, not anymore. We do have a place in Appalachia, so we're home maybe half the year or so. We're about to go out. We're about to, we've been home for almost like a month and a half, I guess, and we're about to go on the road again. So,
Yeah, we did live on the road full time for about 5 years, and so it was like always a perpetual,
Yeah.
kind of always
So
moving.
what's it like settling down from that, being home? I imagine it's very itchy, right? Like you want to get up and do something, right?
I don't know, it's nice like having that balance. And it was weird because we decided to do that at the end of 2019. And so it was
Wow.
a very
Yeah.
it was like, okay, we're gonna have the space and then go out from back and forth and whatever, and then just nope, you're just gonna stay there for 2 years or so it was a weird it was so nice having it to be like there's a place for you to be right now when you need to be in one place. And so it was, I think that made us make it feel like home a lot more quickly. Like it felt good,
Yeah.
having it. And so I don't know. There's things that we like about being on the road and things that we like about being home, and
I love the simplicity of being on the road and being on tour. It's you know what you're doing and you have a schedule, and it's hard to make that at home sometimes. Having a home is a lot of work, as you may know. I mean, and so that can become overwhelming. So I almost look forward to getting on the road, but then I look forward to coming home too at the end of a long tour.
Yeah.
Like, man, I just need to sit still for a little while.
Yeah, it's a
But it's like,
catch-22.
yeah,
You
being on
always
the
miss
road.
the other thing, right? Always miss the other
Yeah,
thing.
yeah.
Yep. It's so weird. I mean, you talked about making music your full-time career. You guys both walked away from really professional jobs. So what was that decision? What made that decision for you?
Yeah, so I kind of stepped away from mine first, and it was more of it was like in combination with deciding to live on the road full time, and it was just it was not mentally sustainable for me where I was and what I was doing. And so it was that combined with we had learned about living on the road full time as a thing. It was before van life and all that was very in the public awareness, and we're like, oh, people do that, like what? And just felt like we have to try this. And it was combined with me feeling like I can't stay where I'm at.
Yeah.
And so that turned into like, hey, let's make this lifestyle change. And so that allowed us to spend, or especially me, to get back into that creative side, which I had to like walk away from like a lot for doing schooling. And so it allowed me that to get back into that and like, okay, this feels like home, this side of my of my brain. And we started going to more open mics and just discovering the whole music community. And then as time went on, he backed off to halftime so we could do music more, and it just kind of was a gradual transition to like, okay, we need to step fully into it. You could always go back.
So you talked about the mental side of your other career. I'm going to assume that has a lot to do with empathy. Is that right? Would you say?
Yeah, and I mean, it just like it was. I guess I'm gonna put everything into whatever I do. That's just the kind of person that I am, and so it wasn't like I couldn't put all of myself into that and still have the bandwidth to be creative and do
Yeah.
have a life that I wanted to try to have. Yeah.
Wow, what an incredible choice. That's gonna be tough, man. Like, yeah. So, I mean, I imagine if you're suppressing your creativity, I hear it a lot. I mean, that makes you really miserable. I've heard, like if you're just trying not to be creative when you're a creative person.
Yeah, and I guess not so much not trying to be, it's that you don't have the
Just
space
no
to
energy or
be.
time.
Like
Yeah,
it just
yeah.
yeah, it doesn't come, it's like you have to show up for creativity to come find you, I guess. And like if you don't have the time, space, energy to show up, then it's not
I
going to show
love
up
I love
either.
the word you used, bandwidth. I mean, that's the perfect way to put it. It truly is. So I've got to know where. I'm sure you've asked this every interview. Where'd the name come from? Ordinary Elephant. Tell us.
Yeah.
You guys went on first.
Basically,
You guys went on Xbox, right? You got one of those random names on Xbox.
I mean, basically, because to us, there are no ordinary elephants. So even your like everyday ordinary elephant is this really magnificent creature. And so it's just a reminder to us that there are a lot of things in life that way if you take the time to look.
I love it. Again, very creative stuff, man. I wanted to talk about something that I really love about your songwriting, and I imagine now, having asked some questions and hearing your answers, this is probably coming more so from Crystal than Pete, but I still need to know the character-driven storytelling. Um, it makes you guys who you are, just creating these characters in a short time frame where, ordinarily if you're a literary writer, you've got a novel or an entire space to create this character, but you guys have the 3, 4, 5 minutes at most. Talk a little bit about creating those characters for your songs.
Yeah, I guess, I mean, I love that that about song, like when someone can quickly create an image and a scene, and just with these like very specific details that like hit on your senses, and the like you can just see it
Yeah.
when you're hearing it. And so I guess that's just something I've always tried to do, because I enjoy it. Like when I can just get dropped down into a song and get lost in it from how someone's describing it. I want people to, I want to try to be able to create that experience for someone to feel like they know the characters and the scene that they're in.
Yeah, it's so stinking cool, man. Because I feel like probably the biggest compliment to a songwriter, I think, is if somebody feels something. And I mean, the word "feel" is ultimately the biggest sign of success, I feel. But man, to see and almost even hear, smell, like all of the other senses, you're not supposed to have those in songs, right? It's supposed to be just one thing, and you guys just do a great job of descriptive language and imagery and all of that stuff with your music, and I absolutely love that. Talk a little bit also about kind of the art of your harmonies in delivering the messages you have in these songs.
He's the harmony guy for sure.
Yeah.
It's
What to say about harmonies? I don't know. I guess they come pretty naturally, and we've worked pretty hard to get them to where they are. Through singing together and working on making sure everything matches down to the syllable and the way you're saying vowels and all that minutia.
Yeah.
When you really pay attention to that detail, it makes your voice sound more like one voice. And
it's so crazy to think of, like you don't realize it until you start trying to do it, like how much, like if you just say a vowel slightly differently than someone else, like it doesn't blend in the same way as if you shape that vowel with your mouth the exact same way.
and it's hard to hear it too when you're doing it. Like, I don't know, we'll record stuff and hear it, or you'll hear it and I won't, or vice versa. So it really takes a lot of paying attention to what's going on and different ways of trying to get your ear tricks you into thinking you sound better than you are. And so you have to get around that somehow. and that goes for almost everything, you know.
Well, it's an incredible
So
tool to
we-
have, and I'm curious. Is it a tool that you guys use mostly in the studio, or do you guys also kind of keep it in mind as you're writing as well?
I think in an ideal world, while we're writing,
Yeah, or once we arrange it, like
editing,
yeah,
Yeah.
like we don't necessarily aren't thinking about it as we're like still writing lyrically. It's like once we get to the feels pretty done lyrically and we're working on arrangement overall, that's kind of when the harmony stuff comes in. Like, oh,
Yeah.
where do we feel that, you know, does it want to be the whole song or just on parts? Like where does it feel like it wants to be? And yeah, so in that, so you can ask like how we use it. I guess it feels like another tool to add dynamics to a song.
Yes.
You know, I mean, you could be louder, softer, do the, you know, all these things that you feel the dynamics. That's another level of creating depth or
right,
um,
drawing attention to something. Or,
yeah.
Yeah, and man, you just set me up, Pete. Thank you for that. One of the things I absolutely love about you guys vocally is, as we mentioned, Crystal is the lead, and then you have your harmonies as well. But then every once in a while, Pete will take a line or two by himself, and it just feels like in those moments when there is no harmony and Crystal's not there, it just makes those moments feel more profound to me as a listener. Is that meant? Are you guys, is that part of the strategy in the delivery?
Sure, yeah. Definitely anything that changes is what's going to draw someone's attention.
Sure.
Especially if it's drastic. So if we want to do that, I think the main song we do that on is called "The Prophet"
Yes.
on our last record, and that actually we didn't. I don't know if we can give ourselves credit for that because
What?
it was a quote from the actual the Prophet by Khalil Gibran, and so we were like, well, if someone else is saying it, like it just made sense for me to sing it.
Right, like to make it like, because you can't like show quotes in a song, you know, like, so
yeah.
how else could we try to convey, like, obviously like the lead up to it lyrically, we're trying to allude to that. but
Yeah,
that
it
was
drew
the other
so
way.
much attention to that line, right? It truly does. Man, it's just, I heard that, and that's exactly the song I was referring to. And it's just like, wow, man. And I'll tell you the truth, the first time I had to play it over again, because again, I don't hear lyrics at first, right? So I had to hear the line. I was just like, wow, that's really profound. Like, they want us to pay attention to that line. What did he say there? So I went back.
Yeah.
I wanted to talk a little bit about the new record, obviously. Well, I wouldn't say new, but latest record, which is self-titled, came out in 2024. This record's a little bit different than others in your catalog. Can you tell us why?
Dirk Powell. Yeah, so we worked with this producer named Dirk Powell, and he is just a unique musical life force that we were lucky enough to meet and lucky enough to live nearby. He's only about 45 minutes south of us, his
Nice.
studio in Brobridge, Louisiana. And you know, he plays everything you'd want to hear on a record. He's banjo and fiddle are what he's most known for, but he plays bass. He's played bass with Tim O'Brien and been Joan Baez's band leader for a while and collaborates with Rhiannon Giddens. So he's also a huge, you know, microphone nerd, and he's an amazing studio presence and set of ears. And so he was the producer and the engineer, and we went into it and we thought, you know, he would probably play bass or fiddle or, you know, add some stuff once we got our stuff laid down. And we got our part done, and he made some rough mixes, and then he was like, man, I think these songs they're all there, like I could add stuff, but it wouldn't make them better. And so we sat with that for a few days, and we ultimately decided to trust him. We couldn't hear it at the time, I don't think. But
Yeah, it's hard to hear, like, when like you have the expectation of something getting added, and then just you're so in them, like you can't hear them the way someone else
yeah,
could hear them. And so having him feel like this feels like the proper representation of these songs,
right.
said, okay,
It's kind of like less is more, right?
Yeah. And
Yeah.
I mean, and that's what we do live. I mean, that's how we perform shows, and that's what we do. And so it definitely, and that's ultimately why it's self-titled. Like it felt like most who we are. Like that world, the performance world and studio world, kind of like met.
Yeah.
Like,
well, and I think he probably had it in his mind a long time, because he saw us. We met him first at Americana Fest, and he saw our set at the Station Inn, and he knew that he could capture what we do live in his little studio, and we wouldn't have to wear headphones. We could just basically
play at the same time.
Yeah, play at the same time, just live takes. And so he knew he could do that because he knows that room and he knows his mics, and he's a really a genius in so many ways. So that's what it ended up being, and we're really, really proud of it and happy with how it came out. We probably would have never had the courage to do it.
I know, we're kind of glad we didn't know going into it, because we'd have like had more pressure on ourselves. Like, oh, it's just us. We gotta, whatever. You silly.
Yeah, it's harder to hide, right? It's much harder to hide. Yeah, I got to tell you, it's phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. The record's incredible. I'm so happy with my algorithm showing me, guys, and then to find out that y'all were based sort of in Texas at one point, and from Texas in a way. I was like, man, I would not have guessed that if I didn't know, just because of your sound is so Appalachia at times, right? And kind of from the mountains and the hills and stuff. Where does that influence come from, that kind of sound, being from where you're from?
Yeah, well, I mean, I guess, getting into music, the internet lets you get into whatever you want. And
True.
So
I guess that's what we're drawn to. Like when we hear that kind of music.
We love that music so much. And
so it just kind of, I don't think it doesn't feel like it was a conscious, like, let's play this style of music.
Right.
That's just what came out from what we put in and what stayed around because we liked it.
Ever since college, I've been really, actually all my life, I've been really drawn to acoustic music, and I didn't realize it till probably college. And when I had an electric guitar, but I would almost always, want to be picking on the acoustic. And then in 2011, when Gillian Welch and Dave Rawlings put out The Heroin Harvest, and I listened to it, probably the first time I heard this song called Hard Times, and the banjo on that song is just like it just stabs you in the heart. I got a banjo right after that, and that's, like she said earlier, that's what drew us together musically. And so it made, we've just gone from there. It hadn't been too conscious of a decision to, it's just what works for us.
I love it, and I love your love for acoustic music too. That's where I'm at. That's my vibe, man. It's just, I don't know. I think my family gets tired of me just listening to music. I'll keep it real. Like, oh God, we got to drive with Dad, right? But yeah, that's my lane, man. I love like toned down acoustic sounds. I love being able to hear things, right? Like, instead of things being lost. And I don't know, I do love fully produced music too, don't get me wrong, but like I'm gonna always gravitate towards the softer sounds. I feel like you can feel more from it, you can hear the stories more. Again, you got to listen 2 or 3 times before you catch the story, but yeah, for sure. I love this stuff. We're going to talk a little bit about the second song that we're going to include here today. It's called The War. Tell us a little bit about this song.
Yeah, we we're in near Washington D.C. For a very short time, and so we're like, well, we got to try to see something while we're here, and so we decided to visit the Vietnam Memorial while we were there, and it just like you kind of can't really prepare yourself for what it feels like walking up to that, you hear and you hear the numbers and all that, but just like seeing it in person was just like, it just felt like this weight was just like laid upon you. And like after walking along it, it just, I don't know, I was just moved to kind of write from one particular character's kind of point of view of that experience.
So I got to tell you, I've seen my dad. My dad passed in 2013. I saw him cry 3 times my entire life. He was a Vietnam veteran, and one of those 3 times was when we went to see the wall. The other 2 times was when my marriage broke up, and when he got to the Grand Ole Opry the first time. Only times I ever saw him cry. So partly why I wanted to include this song. It's such a needed song, right? People need to hear it, and I'm excited to show it to y'all. It's The War from Ordinary Elephant. Y'all check it out.
Don't smell your bourbon today, just car exhaust and a drizzle on the dirt. Waiting on the city bus, the Constitution and 21st. The kid sits down with his face to his phone. If you were here, I can just hear what you'd say. Try being 19 and 69, boy, spitting sunny broke right in his face. Shot him down in 73. The war was all but over. Took a month to make it home, and 6 more before you could hold her. Somewhere on these city streets, you lost your will and your composure. The war is anything but over. Take me once a week to walk that wall that does not bear your name. Relive the war, relive the return to the girl who never took your name. As far as I can tell, that was the only thing she didn't take. The girl in the war always left me not knowing what to say. Shot him down in 73. The war was all but over. Took a month to make it home, and 6 more before you could hold her. Somewhere on these city streets, you lost your will and your composure. The war is anything but over. Seen you around in a spell. I hear you drying out and raising hell. A friend locked you in at the Stardust. Poor man's rehab is a cheap motel. 'Cause sometimes an outsider knows what you need better than anyone you've ever tried to be. No one picks a fight they think they would lose, but some battles you don't get to choose. Shot him down in 73. The war was all but over. Took a month to make it home, and 6 more before you could hold her. Somewhere on these lost your wit and your composure. War is anything but over. War is anything but over.
All right, so we're back. We're going to quickly go off the rails with Pete and Crystal. These are a bunch of fun segments that we're going to do. They're supposed to be fun, but they can get pretty deep, too, depending on where we go. And that's why it's called Off the Rails. So all of these little segments have titles, and you guys will get to choose between one of two of them on some of them. So the first one is either Did You Know or Algorithm. Which one would you guys like to try?
Did you know?
Yeah.
All right, so what is something that people may not know about y'all?
I mean,
We tell everyone everything.
I know we do. We really do. I mean, I guess like my previous career, I was a veterinary cardiologist, and so that a lot of people don't know that or would not suspect that that's the route to get to songwriter.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah, and Pete was a computer programmer, so kind of the same
That's
thing, right?
Yeah. Of course.
So we'll go with that. All right, next one's called Impactful. Can you guys each name 3 people that impacted your life in some way, and then tell us the biggest thing you learned from each of those people?
Whoa.
That's, oh man, you're asking a writer that. Like, I need
Absolutely
time to process that. Oh man, that's hard.
Yeah.
Can we pass any of these?
There's no pass button. There's no pass.
3 people. Well, I'm gonna say Crystal first of all.
Man.
Serious. In a serious way, I would never listen to music the way I do if it weren't for you. And
And I mean, same.
Oh,
no,
come
but,
on.
No, but not just listening in that way. Like, sure, like I've learned so much about music and musicality from, like, you know, like he is such a good teacher in so many ways. But just where, like, I would never have had the courage to be where we are, like to leave my job, like to walk away from something that you put so much time and energy and money into. Like, it makes you think it's more important than it is sometimes, or, you know, that you have to stay because of that. And like, he helped me realize, like, that's not the case, you know. Like, it's your life and you have to do what is right for you. And like, so I mean, I would not be the person I am, for sure, without.
See, now you just have 2 more. See how easy this is?
yeah, that's easy. Well, I'll just say my parents, who have been supportive no matter what silly things I decide to do. I guess they're not silly enough for them not to be supportive. But when we decided to live on the road, they were just like, all right, well, cool, you know. And we kind of thought they would be the ones who were worried. And but they've always, you know, shown unconditional love, and I'm so grateful. I know not everyone has that, and but I wouldn't be the person I am today without that foundational, you know, stability of love. Yeah. And that can count for one person if you want, but that's 2 people.
Well, that's up to you. That would be 3 if you want that to be 3 and make it easier.
Yeah.
All right. So we'll throw it over to Crystal now.
I mean, my parents, like, we're both so lucky to have families where family is important, and they're, you know, just to be so supportive of who I am and what I want to do, and just to have learned what, you know, like, what hard work is, and like, just you do it. Like, okay, you get presented with something that needs doing, and you find a way to do it, and that has definitely been instilled in me, and I think why I'm where I am, able to like just if I set my mind on something, I'm gonna figure out a way to do it.
Yeah.
Maybe that's hard-headedness. Maybe it's
It's a fine line.
it's a fine line. Fine line.
All right, I love it. All right, next segment's called One Artist. Can you each name one artist that you wish the whole world knew about?
We might have the same person.
Well, you go first then, because I'll just pick someone else. There's so many.
Well, yeah. As our friend Justin Farron is just, everyone should know about him. His songs are just, actually, I think are you wearing? No, you had his shirt on earlier, and then we bathed the dogs, and so he changed.
Yeah.
But yeah, his songs are just like, he writes ridiculous lyrics. He's so good at guitar. His voice is good. He's funny. He's a good human. Like, just, he's all the things in this, more people should know about him. He's like, you can't help but be moved when you hear his stuff and see him perform. I figured that might be.
Well, no, I was thinking of like people who are known but not super well known, but that makes me think. Well, now I have to choose some. That's impossible. Well, our friends Clay Parker and Jody James.
Hell yes, I love them.
How about that?
Yes, yeah. I love that so much.
Have you talked with them?
I've talked to Jody. I was trying to book them for a show, and it fell through because the venue ended up closing.
Oh, damn.
But yeah, I love them so much. Yeah, great answer.
They're so good. So good. They need to be famous.
I agree.
I don't know why they're not famous.
I agree, 100%.
Same with Justin. Yeah, same with Justin.
Good stuff. All right, that's why I love that segment. I know artists hate it because they have to choose one, but I get it, right? All right, next segment's called What the Heck. This is kind of a game show style segment. I'm just going to give you guys 5 rapid fire random questions, and you just tell me the first thing that pops into your brain, okay? Remember, this is called What the Heck. Yeah, you guys both get one answer. One answer each from each of these questions.
You go first.
All right, so which superpower do you each wish that you had?
Fight.
You go first, he says, and then he answers.
I wish you wouldn't.
Oh, man.
Just pick one.
I see. Ability to make decisions.
There you go. I love it. Decisions making girl.
So true.
Have no fear. All right. Number 2, how long do you wait after finishing your food before going back for seconds?
Not long.
No point waiting.
No point. All right, so you guys just stay in line. I understand. All right. Yeah. Number 3, when dating someone new, what do you think is the appropriate amount of time for someone to wait before pooping in front of them?
In front?
In front of
Yes,
them?
like literally pooping in front of them, like in the same room.
Yeah, that's just not a
Wait forever.
Yeah.
So never. It's not a thing.
No.
Pooping is very private. Yeah.
Yeah. So that should be when you're writing your songs and stuff, right? Better conduit.
Yeah.
All right.
Exactly.
I mean, there's at least a curtain in the van. Like,
At least a curtain. All right, number 4. You have to announce. Shut the curtain. All right, number 4. Let's see here. What's no big deal for most people, but torture to you?
So many things.
Let me count the ways.
So many things. Like, I'm a bit, like, I have issue with noises. Like, mouth noises are are repetitive noises. Like, I don't have a good filter. Like, I can't filter out background extraneous noises. So if something is happening, like if someone's tapping a foot, or even if I see it, like either a sound, or if I just see like if someone has their legs crossed and they're shaking like that and I can see it, I can't think about anything else.
We have
Like,
this Honda Accord, and there's rattles in my car all the time. Like the seatbelt will rattle, and it drives me freaking crazy. And the rest of my family doesn't even hear it.
I feel you.
I guess.
Stuff doesn't bother
Well,
me.
there's a couple things, but I can't think of them. But loud noises,
Like excessively loud.
right?
Sudden.
I mean, just I feel like that's in the last 10 years though. I've been more sensitive to loud noises. I get startled from that, and it hurts my ears. I try to go see. We don't go to the movies, really, and but the last time I went with a cousin, went to see one of the Star Wars. I forget which one, even from maybe like 2021, and I had to like do this the whole time. It was so loud. I couldn't believe it.
I feel you. Yeah, I understand that too. All right, last one, number 5. If one synchronized swimmer drowns, what do you think happens to the rest of them?
Oh,
Damn.
hopefully they would
rescue
save
him.
it, and hopefully they would save the person.
So they just don't care about their score at all, is what you're saying, Crystal?
Yes.
Right.
Because I mean, if they're really professional, they should go down with the ship, right? I mean,
No.
all right, that was What the Heck with Ordinary Elephant. They're saving the synchronized swimmer. I think she's beyond saving, though, because she has already drowned. See, so I don't know. All right, next one's called either Bucket List or Fly on the Wall. Which one would you guys like to try?
Bucket list. Or I don't know. Whatever.
It's fine.
All right, so what's on your bucket list of things you still want to do?
Bucket list.
It'd be cool to go to Japan.
You just want to be tall.
That is
cool.
that is actually what's on his bucket
That'd
list.
be cool.
Be tall.
To be tall. Yeah. I don't even know how tall he is, guys. I'm just...
He's shorter than
I'm
me.
very short.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know.
Japan would be cool, though.
Yeah. It'd be so different. I don't know. It'd be cool. I would like that. With a guide that speaks Japanese and all that. But, yeah, I don't know.
I don't know. Like I guess I don't know that I'm a bucket list thinker. Now that I think about it.
You're in the moment, girl, then.
But not really. Like I'm a planner.
Yeah.
Like I like to plan. But like I don't know. I don't have like big things like that are like I want to do that big thing. I don't know.
You've done it all.
Yeah, or I don't know if I'm just like become more appreciative of smaller everyday
I love
things
that.
that
Good stuff. Yeah. That's good stuff. All right, next one's called Biggest Lesson. What do you guys think is the biggest lesson you've learned directly from music?
I guess one thing that comes to mind is thinking about what really needs to be there. Like not like economy of everything, like words and music, and just only not like trying to fit too much into something, like keeping it simple and like the word pure comes to mind, and I don't know if that's the right word, but like have the concept, the idea of what you're getting through in the song. Don't try to over tell it, either lyrically or musically.
For me, I think it's how much community matters, and we get shown that over and over again. We kind of survive on the kindness of strangers, and also get our best friends are scattered around the country. So We don't get to see them very often,
Yeah.
and when we do, it's a really it's just grounding, and it's almost like a breath of fresh air to see your friends.
Yeah, it's tough working on the same nights. Like even if you're a regional or local act, like it's tough. Like everybody's playing Friday and Saturday. It's not like you ever get to see each other, right? So
yeah, true.
It is definitely tough. Next segment is called Grateful. What are the 3 things you guys are most grateful for, do you think?
There's so much.
Mm-hmm.
I guess, I mean, having a home base, like that feels like living on the road was great. Like we loved it, but having a place to kind of come back to feels important for our growth,
Family
for sure. Like we live like 30 minutes from my parents, and we visit his family as much as we can, and it's just having that support system. Like when you meet other people that don't have that, and it's just like they say something that implies that, and it hurts, like thinking about that, to imagine not having that. It just it makes us really, really grateful for it.
and community.
Yeah.
Again, just we're going to Folk Alliance in a couple weeks, and so many of our friends and, dare I say, colleagues. I don't know. They don't feel like I don't know what that word even means anymore, but
Peers.
Peers, yeah. But getting to kind of have a reunion with them every year that we go is a really special thing, and there's a real deep connection really quick when you meet someone that's as crazy as you are, to make this your
music
life.
Conferences.
Yeah.
And
Yeah. And I know a lot of people feel that way. Just a kindred spirit of someone who loves it so much that they put everything into it.
Yeah, that it feels like you can't do anything else. Like there isn't a choice, kind of. Like you're gonna keep coming back to it.
Yeah.
Makes you feel like you made the right choice, huh?
Yeah.
Sometimes, yeah.
I imagine it's not always like that. Yeah. All right, last segment. Again, I thank you guys so much for spending some time with me today. The last segment is called Who Do You Think You Are? So who is Ordinary Elephant?
I'm not sure how to answer that question.
Who is? Are you making us write our next bio?
Maybe. Yeah. I don't know. The one you have is pretty good, though, to be fair.
Yeah, I know. We put a lot into that. I want to do that again.
I get like how or what sort of things are you looking for in that question?
Who do you think you are? Who is Ordinary Elephant? Like, if you had to describe yourself to other people.
I don't know. I guess like storytellers and gatherers of story and of people, and just we try to make connections between people and people, each other and themselves, like to make people feel things that are there that they maybe didn't realize were there.
See, I knew you had it in you.
She did. I didn't have that in me.
Well, hey, she has the words. You have to remember that, Pete. She always has the words.
Absolutely.
Right? So she failed us with the word earlier, but she came through in the clutch at the end, so it's all good.
Totally.
Let me tell you guys a little more about Ordinary Elephant and where you can follow. The website is ordinaryelephant.net. So make sure you go there and check them out there. They've made it real simple, and that's the beauty of having an awesome band name. Everything is uniform. Everywhere you go, it's at Ordinary Elephant, right? So you guys are so Googleable, it's ridiculous.
Good.
He said
if they
good.
can remember words.
Right.
But yeah, go to the website. You'll see their shows are there. Their music is there. They have merch there. That aforementioned incredible bio. There's actually 2 bios there, depending on how long you want to spend with them today. It's either a short one or a full one. And they have a Patreon as well. So make sure you go there. It's ordinaryelephant.net/Patreon to get to that. And if people are just hearing about y'all, how would you say is the best way to support y'all as artists?
Either go to a show or come find us on Patreon. It's a beautiful, it's kind of, once you dive a little bit into our work, that's probably when you're most, you're going to get the most out of Patreon, because we share very new songs, and Crystal does a weekly poetry reading there. And so it's kind of like for super fans, but everyone's obviously welcome. But yeah, show is really great to come catch us at if you're nearby where we're going to be. We're about to go out to the West Coast and a couple of spots in Texas. So we're itching to get out there.
Hey, y'all, this is Matt Hillier. Thanks for tuning in to the Boston Chris Show.